Good morning, everyone, and welcome back from break. We are in week 14. So I am just showing you in Canvas the list of things due this week. You've only got 3 things. You got your discussion, your Raymond quiz, and your journal submission. There are 2 extra credit things if you would like to do them. The annotation slide from our disability speech that we're going to read, and our annotated story slide from Raymond's Run. Please remember to submit all of this stuff in Canvas. So as a quick overview of what we're going to be doing, of course, everything is listed here. We're going to be talking about fighting a disability, reading an article today, doing the discussion, and then extra credit if you want. And then for Wednesday, Thursday, we'll read about running a race, a story called Raymond's Run, talk about our journal submission, and of course, the quiz at the end and another extra credit opportunity for you there. So the main thing we're going to be focusing on for finding a disability, which is today, is all about choosing our words carefully and thinking about why it's important to think about the words we use. So take a moment to think about why it's important to think about the words that we use. And just a quick reminder too, if you didn't know, Thursday is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities Day. So if you are interested in celebrating that some way, please let me know. I'm just curious as to whether or not you plan to celebrate that. And if so, how? So we're going to be reading an article called Why I Refuse to Say I Fight My Disability. And then, so what you're going to do is, if you're coming into the live session, you're going to open this link and you're going to share a copy of the article with everyone in the group, as well as the teacher. That's going to be if you're the group leader, and you guys can decide who's that's going to be. We'll talk about that more in class. If you're watching this offline, you'll just open this link to get a copy of the article along with some guiding questions, and then you'll share your slides with me. So we'll go in and make a copy together. And you're going to want to make it bigger so you can see it. That's where you go here. And of course, you've got the directions here on the left side. It says use the annotation tools to mark key details in this story. Make note of the appeals used. You've got red star logos, yellow star pathos, blue star ethos. And then you've got them down here. So you're going to want to go through this this speech, and make note of the appeals used in the speech with the stars. Okay? And then once you've done that, the next thing you want to do, as you're marking key details, and you can also use these as a way to highlight. See, like that, you can highlight specific things in the text. Let's say here is where the ethos is. I don't have, that's not saying that's where it actually is, but let's say that's where it is. So you put the star there and so forth. And then once you've done number 1, you're going to move on to number 2, which says the speaker thinks that being disabled is, and so you'll respond what you think the speaker thinks that being disabled is, based on reading the little marker that says number 2 right here. Okay, and of course over here it also says, how does the author react when she sees the fight cerebral palsy image on Facebook, and why? You'll want to respond to that here where that number 1 marker is. And then you'll come into page 2. Question 3 is, what does the author say she plans to fight for? So you'll answer that question there based on the reading right here. And of course, these are more tools. These are more tools over here on the right for you to continue annotating on page 2. And make sure you're also paying attention to the key text features, such as who it's written by, who the year it was written, any extra information like images and text and so forth. So once you're done with that, you're going to go on to the discussion, which is here in Canvas. Then it says, why do the words and language you choose when discussing sensitive issues matter? Can you think of other examples from the media or your own life in which a person's words had a profound impact, either positive or negative, and why? Use examples from the situation we read about today to support your point, and write at least 5 to 7 sentences. And then you're going to respond to at least one classmate with 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, this is also in the offline folder if you need it. All right, and if you would like to, you can download your annotated speech and submit it here for extra credit. We do not have to do this. And then for day 2, we're going to be talking about running a race and why it's important to not give up even when faced with challenges. And there's a quote here. It says, "Don't give up because of one bad chapter in your life. Keep going. Your story doesn't end here." So keep that in mind as you're thinking about your own life. We're going to start day 2 out with a journal entry. Write about a time someone has questioned your abilities. How did that make you feel? And what did you do in response? So I'd like to see your journal this week responding to this prompt. And if it's got another quote here, you can check out. And then you'll just submit this at the beginning of class. And once we have completed this in class, or if you need to, you can submit it later on. Then we're going to be reading a story called Raymond's Run. This, again, is something you're going to need to make your own copy of. Now, unlike Monday or Tuesday, which was a group day where you were reading with a group, Wednesday, Thursdays is going to be individual reading. And there is an audio version here you can use in a separate tab if you would like as you read along. But just like Monday or Tuesday, make sure you are reading the directions that are found here and over here and filling all of this out as you read, using all of the tools that are provided for you to make annotations with. And when you're finished with that, you're going to go over to the quiz about the story. And this is a 10-point quiz, so you'll complete that. There's another copy of the story here if you need it. Make sure you're responding in complete sentences for full credit for each sentence response, and remember that you can refer back to the story as well as your notes. Okay, and then of course, again, you can submit your annotation slide if you would like some more extra credit. And that is it for the week. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer them for you, and I hope you have a wonderful week.